All right, welcome back to Problem Solver Politics. I am your host, Cardin Ellis, with Cody the Oracle.
Hey, everyone.
All right, and so there's this really cool story right now. Starting at 9 a.m. today, just minutes ago. Pacific, yes. There's an interesting hashtag that everybody's trying to get trending that I actually think is a very creative and positive way of getting Andrew Yang's name out there. And some of these stories are actually pretty cool. It's hashtag my Yang story and hashtag I support Yang. And everybody's actually uploading videos talking about why they support Yang. Cody, show us what's up.
Yeah, so basically, and I'm going to flip them on screen right now. We're going to go through a couple. Some of these are longer, some are shorter. I don't want to go through all, but
and subsequently went to
what we're seeing, and like I said, I apologize. I'll have links to these videos in the background, but you'll see I'm going to flip through. Basically, what's happening is members of the Yang community are taking to Twitter to publish videos themselves sharing the Yang community, the Yang gang, the Yang community.
Yeah.
Going to Twitter to show their Yang story. Why? Not just saying they do support Yang, but why they support Yang. Again, this is the plan to get Andrew Yang's name out there and people interested leading up into the next debate. And again, I apologize for not playing all these in their entirety, but I was just going to start running through them, and you could see. I mean, we could find all kinds of different videos, all kinds of people. Got another one right here. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to get going.
This took a lot of courage, but screw it. This is how much I want Yang to win, so here it is. I mean, I don't know if it takes a lot of courage to announce that you're a Democrat in this country.
No,
but
dude, it might be different for you, but like, trust me, I get it. Not everyone wants to record a video of themselves and post it on the internet, man.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, so it was like maybe it's just out of her personality profile, huh?
Yeah, I don't like doing it.
His policy on ranked choice voting.
Okay.
Interesting.
And because I'll have links in here. I just want to make sure. I can touch on all these a little bit.
So what got me into Andrew Yang was that I remember seeing a video that consisted of a list of presidential candidates running in 2020, and I looked down the comment section, and a majority of the comments were like, "Where's Andrew Yang? You left out Andrew Yang."
Cool.
And I was a bit confused. I didn't know.
That stuff works, guys. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it.
Scott's
Man.
sentence called it the Barbara Streisand effect, or Barbara
Yeah.
Streisand effect.
He
and
didn't coin the
it's
term.
working. Well, yeah, I know.
The Streisand effect.
Yeah.
Hey, Twitter, sorry this video is so candid, but my Yang story is I read Andrew Yang's book in the beginning of 2018, and
Interesting.
I
Early.
the Yang gang after that.
Early.
I've been spreading the word and trying to convert as many people as possible to a humanity first agenda that actually
Is he in the back of a lift?
represents.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say.
And understands.
I was
that
driving in
people,
England, I guess,
you
right?
know,
One or the
should
other.
stand up,
Yeah.
That people.
Oh, very cool. So look, you can see. Oh, here's a
Oh,
Hey
Paget.
guys, I'm voting for Andrew Yang because he's the only candidate proposing 21st century solutions to 21st century problems. Some of my favorite policies of his is UBI, Universal Basic
It's
Income.
Paget.
He calls it
It's
the Freedom
R.
Dividend,
No.
giving everyone over the age of 18
You and grammar, man. You got a thing with it.
month. And the reason for this is because
All right.
40%.
Again, sorry, I just want to get through it. We can check because some of these are longer, some are shorter.
Well, this guy dressed up for it. Look at that.
Hashtag Yang story. I first found out about Andrew Yang on a Vice News report, and
Interesting.
I really kind of
I wonder
found
when
him
that was.
interesting. I liked a lot of his policy. I liked a lot of the way that he was kind of addressing the root of the problem, and I thought that was great. But
Dude, this guy,
the
look,
$1,000
pause a second.
month was a little-
This brother put some thought into this. Look, his eyes are at the perfect rule of thirds. If you chop it into thirds vertically and thirds horizontally, he's right there at the rule of thirds, okay? And he has straight up put up 2 iPads, or what are those? 3 of them?
It's 3 laptops.
Oh, 3 laptops.
You can see the one that's got the Yang in the
with
background.
the Yang logos. I mean, this guy's got some serious production quality for a Twitter post, man.
Oh yeah, well it's actually a YouTube video.
Okay, I
Again,
see.
the weird people seeing in and the main thing I want to go from this, and again, please, I want to
Yeah,
try
what
to
do
have,
you notice is in common with all of these? I've noticed a couple of commonalities.
Yeah, I got a few more left, and we'll go through it all, and we'll talk about them and kind of
Okay.
share our own experience.
Hashtag memories. I support Andrew Yang. I'll just make that clear. I support him with.
Yeah, it's
my
pretty
dollar
clear, bro.
bills.
With all those
spent, I
hashtags,
think,
it's clear.
$3 and $5 increments since February.
Did he just pick his nose?
February, man.
so
We had a
not that much
February Yang ganger here before us.
Wow.
I guess that's Joe Rogan, so it depends when in February.
Yeah.
It's Kat here, and this is my Yang story. So So
Artists for
basically
Yang.
International?
I learned about Yang through the Joe Rogan podcast, and I've been an avid supporter since.
That's like a British accent.
No, that's
Probably
Aussie
Spring
or
Dividend
that
is
actually
my
might be
favourite
Kiwi. That sounds almost New
policy because
Zealander.
It recognises obviously carers and stay-at-home mums, but also creatives. I'm a
Oh.
creative myself, and I understand.
Again, okay, cool.
Need-
Yeah, that
another
sounds
big-
a little bit more Kiwi than
Another
Aussie,
big thing.
man.
Cool. So shout out if we have international or just people living abroad. Either way, very cool. And then
I
one
might
more.
just be biased because I lived with a Kiwi for so long.
Hundreds of reasons, but perhaps the most important reason to me is that it puts $1,000 a month into the hands of millions of
Yeah,
families
pretty good.
who can then afford to buy healthy, organic, locally grown food. And that money goes into
From the farmer's market.
pockets
Very cool,
of
man.
the
On
farmers who
location.
can
She's
then
at a
use
farmer's
that money to
market
improve their farms,
advocating
make them
for
more
UBI so
sustainable
more people can
and
buy
more
healthy
resilient
organic
and
produce farm to table. Now, let me tell you, when we think of hippie 1970s to 1990s Democrats, that is what we're thinking of, the lady at the farmer's market who's supporting the legislation that helps the little farmers get food to
Okay,
table
well,
stuff going on.
okay.
That's my type of Democrat right there.
Okay. Like I said, man, there's a lot of people that are just Democrats. Man.
Those women raised me.
They're just
That
passionate
right
about
there.
things like this. And yeah, I think it's really cool. But hold on, really quickly. So before we get too in the depths and the weeds on these, I just want to go through. So yeah, a couple things I took away because I've watched a lot of these in the back. I like I said, I wanted to make sure we showed a few seconds of at least all of them because we could do a 40-minute video where I just cut them all together. But I want to make sure we have some time to kind of explain to you guys what we're seeing here. And also, I'm gonna have the links below so you guys can go and see these and watch them for yourselves. They're very cool. But here's what my kind of big takeaway. And then I want to get to you here what you think about this. But to me, my big takeaway on this is we notice, one, a lot of people who found out about Andrew Yang in different ways. And that's the one thing I've noticed in general too. And of course it's going to be the way it is. But it's funny. I love that what that one person said, where she said she looked at a poll and saw everybody say, "Why'd you leave off Andrew Yang?" And she's like, "Who's Andrew Yang?" Looked into him and loved him. And the second thing though, and this is the thread always throughout, is the policies. Somewhere it's just you heard about him, you saw him, he was on an interview, he was in an article, somebody said his name, you looked into him, and you fell in love with his policies. And that's what we heard. We had people talking about what he does for artists, what he can do for mothers, what he can do for, like just giving people money in their hands to go and, for farmers, for all kinds of people. We heard all kinds of stuff. And then the other thing I want to highlight too, what also stuck out to me, is you'll notice there's no exact thread as far as anything about what supporters of Andrew Yang look like, sound like, talk about, want. And
Well, they're definitely young.
sort
that
of,
might be a
but not-
Twitter
not
bias.
necessarily. I wouldn't say they're like
Except for Farmer's Market lady. I mean, they're all easily millennials.
I wouldn't say they're all millennials, maybe older, but
Maybe
still,
a couple of Zoomers
it's
in
a
there.
pretty good band of age for Twitter. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So they're not. But I'm saying it's not like you look and you see the same 7 people. It's like, oh, like I have to imagine for some candidates, just because there's going to be common threads for people that go to a candidate. You know what I mean? Like the same kind of people have the same interests, and you'll see a lot of, like I said, maybe you'd see a bunch of younger tech millennial types. We didn't see that.
Yeah.
It wasn't all artists. A couple were artists. A couple weren't. Like you said that one guy set him up rule of thirds. Some people just held the phone. That one guy was just in his car. Said, I read his book in 2018.
Yeah, that
You know
was
what I
pretty
mean?
incredible.
That was what stood out to me, was that you see that there really is a lot of just he's bringing people into the campaign from all over the place. Actually, I hope I still have this tweet up. Do I still have this tweet up? I don't know if I do. Where somebody basically said that they said look, just because I support Andrew Yang doesn't mean I'm consider myself a liberal. I don't. I'm still mostly I've been a Republican, but I like Andrew Yang. I don't think
who said that one?
I wish I could find the tweet. I'll see if I can pull it up for you guys later. But someone said, I just saw someone say it on Twitter, and I'm saying is, yeah, that's what it's like. It's not like there is this type of I am the Democrat progressive voter and this is my candidate, or I am the Republican conservative. It's people from all across everywhere that are polling. That's my big takeaway. And then really last one we'll get to what, so ironically enough, most people, right? I watched the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that he talked about on that Joe Rogan podcast that stuck out to me, the reason why I went to look into it, the reason why I told Carden we should start doing videos about this guy, and then everything kind of led us here, was that he started talking about, I believe, what he considered to be his human-centered capitalism now, but just the idea of hearing somebody run for president and saying that our life expectancy is going down because people are overdosing and killing themselves. I'm like, wow, that's grim, but at the same time, yes, that is really happening. And that's actually a real problem that's facing this country. And it's not arguing back and forth about tax bracket rates by, I think it should be 5 points higher. I think it should be 5 points lower. It's okay, we need that, but the president actually doesn't make those calls. That's the Senate, it's Congress. The president kind of sets a tone, I guess. And I think the tone he was putting forth, he was setting, is what led me to Andrew Yang. I love his policies, but really the tone of a campaign about just, quite frankly, caring about your citizenry and like legitimately caring about them, and the way of my last thing I'm going to say on this, I've always said this kind of facetiously, but I've always said like monarchies could work if the king really does care about the people. Well, what we live in today is pretty much there's the establishment that make the decisions, right? We're not too far off. We get to vote, but we get to vote. Like I said, what matters doesn't matter what system you run. I feel like as long as the people at the top legitimately care about the people at the bottom, things work out okay. Mm-hmm. And I think Andrew Yang's bringing that back to the White House. Because no offense, I didn't think Bush, Obama, or Trump really care that much about people at the bottom because what they spend their time on is other things.
Oh, yeah, I got that sense from Bush.
No, are you kidding me? No.
Oh,
so,
come on.
No, he did not care about people.
He spent his entire post-presidency trying to help veterans with PTSD.
After he's out of the White House, look, my point is, dude, once you're the president, you got a lot of fish to fry. You know what I mean? Like, I get why they do it. They're not bad people for it. I'm just saying Andrew Yang is coming at this with, I want my citizens to live longer, happier lives. I care about that way more than basically anything else any politicians ever came to me with. And, hey, I just want my citizens, if I'm president, people I'm responsible for, I want their lives to be longer, and I want them to be of a higher quality. You know what, man? That is so simple. It might just work, and it worked on me. So I guess that would be my Yang story, and that's my takeaway from everyone else's. So, Cardin.
Okay, so I'm actually even reluctant to use the term my Yang story.
Well, don't if you want.
Because it reminds me so much of a propaganda video put out by the Obama presidency where they lined up all the celebrities talking about their Obama moment. And they all talked about how there was this moment when they fell in love with Barack Obama. And I'm all about having fans, having supporters, everything. But when Tom Hanks was talking about how great the Cuban embassy building was.
Okay, hold on. This has nothing to do with anything. Can we please get back to the subject?
Oh, okay. No, I'm getting back to the subject, but I'm just saying, hey, as a family, my family escaped the Castros and had a death sentence from the Castros. So I thought it was a bad move.
We know.
And it associated this whole all I'm trying to say is I'm careful who I put up on a pedestal. And even Andrew Yang, we've kept it very substance based and not a cult of personality on this show. We have kept it a cult of policy on this show. So I'm comfortable saying this is what attracted me to the Andrew Yang candidacy and why I continue to follow him. And his temperament is a big part of that. I just make a clear delineation, and this is where maybe the conservative part of me comes out. I make a clear delineation that I'm putting nobody up on a pedestal. So if they fail me, my poor little heart isn't broken. Okay. And also, so that I never lose track of the idea that it's about the policies that help the people and not about the person running for the presidency. But anyway, what attracted me to Andrew Yang, first off, was this, I wouldn't say it's one thing, but a fusion of many things. And I'd say there were three of them. First off, a fusion of policy. UBI is a great idea, and it's revolutionary enough where nobody else was talking about it, but precedented enough where it wouldn't be considered reckless. I mean, we already had passed this twice in the early 70s under Nixon, and it was written about and suggested by Milton Friedman, people that I very much trust. So it was an economically sound yet simultaneously revolutionary idea, which really attracted me. Second off was temperament. I really feel like if I were to start a business, I would start it with somebody like Andrew Yang. If I were to be on a city council, I would hope to be on a city council with somebody like Andrew Yang. He definitely does seem to be willing to shed old ideas if new data presents a better argument. And to a certain extent, I feel like all of these boomers in our House of Representatives and the Senate are still arguing ideas, events, and arguments from the 60s. You know, and we've come 50 years since then. Let's update our arguments. Let's update the way we approach things. Let's not forsake our values, but let's modernize. And I don't feel like he necessarily forsakes values, but is more modern. And then third was the Yang Gang itself. I such a positive movement, such a positive people. I think that I don't have trouble associating with that, and I actually enjoy it. So
They're
it was
noble people.
They are noble people, wise beyond their years. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I would say that. Hey, and it was hard for me, man. It was hard for me. You know, I get really frustrated with Democrats really quickly, and so I got to tell you, it was a fusion of Andrew Yang's policies 3 is personality/temperament, and how I'd perceive it in leadership. And 2, temporality, personality, and then 3 was the Yang Gang and my willingness and joy associated with the Yang Gang. So those 3 things.
How about, because one thing you're very careful of candidates potentially being secret communists or socialists. Yeah. How about the fact
not so secret. I just look at their Twitter feed and I'm like, yep, there's a socialist.
How about the fact that Andrew Yang is an avowed out-and-out capitalist? And what I love that the Climate Town Hall, they asked him, like, so if you do limit certain types of fracking or whatever, are you going to prevent export of it? And he said, no, I'm not going to prevent exporting.
Yeah.
And he's like, why? He's like, well, because our businesses still need to make money. Like other countries aren't going to stop until we get them to stop. We have to compete, and we have to compete in the market. And I'm like, there we go, man. It's refreshing when you get to a climate town hall having a Democrat talk about how American companies still have to compete in the global market, where it just shows that he's looking at multiple angles. Is everything he does correct? I don't know, but at least he's looking at the multiple angles. He's not just saying like, market be damned. I don't care. I'm done with it. These companies are going to fail or get in line. And he's like, look, they got to compete. They're going to have to compete. I understand. I just thought that would be something you might appreciate as well. That I appreciate about him. He's an actual just avowed capitalist running for president from a Democrat. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that actually falls definitely under the temperament. And look at how he explained that. He explained it to a room full of blood-sucking socialists without getting. I'm just kidding. He's explained it.
I almost had a spit take on that. I was like, excuse me.
So he was able to literally explain a capitalist argument in a mild-mannered and factually based way, enough that even a group predisposed and trained by the other 19 out of 20 candidates to hate capitalism, that, oh, okay, cool. That was what we call oftentimes in the old writ well-measured words. I mean, he comes up with very well-measured words and intelligent arguments on the spot, and they fit into this soundbite culture that we need, that we have. It's a unique gift. I mean, and that's why the ancient Greeks, I've said this many times on the podcast, the word charisma comes from the ancient Greek terminology of gift from the gods. It is a gift to be able to literally tread that fine line. So anyway, that was, I guess, our Yang story, right? So anyway, let us know, what do you guys think? If you guys are putting out a hashtag my Yang story and a hashtag I support Yang story on Twitter, make sure that you guys also you guys connect us on that. Gosh, I'm totally forgetting the word, Cody. What's it called when you put the asterisk in front? You
don't make me say it.
Tag us.
Don't make me say it.
Oh, come on, say it. Come on, bail me out, Cody.
What, boomer? No, hashtag.
No, not the hashtag. I know the hashtag. No, when you put the @ sign, it's called not linking somebody, not striking somebody.
Tag
them. There we are. I'm sorry. That's what I was looking for. So make sure you tag us. If you guys include your Obama story on Twitter. I know. I was totally brain farting right there. So, excuse me. So if you guys actually
Did you say Obama story?
No, not an Obama story. If you're putting out your Yang story, make sure you guys tag us on Twitter. We want to see your guys' Twitter. We want to see your guys' story. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. If you haven't liked yet, please like. If you haven't commented yet, please comment and share this video with your friends so we can beat the algorithms that are now deprioritizing independent political talk. If you guys want to support the channel, make sure you contribute with the PayPal link below, and we will see you guys in the next video. This is Problem Solver Politics.